Welcome to Future Business School's Book Bites. Today, we're diving into Food Rules by Michael Pollan. This guide offers simple, practical advice for eating wisely. Let's explore 20 essential points, each with examples to help you apply these food rules in your daily life. Eat food, not too much, mostly plants. Pollan's core principle is to eat food, not too much, mostly plants. This rule sums up the most important lesson for a healthy diet. Focus on real whole foods and limit processed options.
For example, next time you're preparing a meal, make vegetables the star. Think roasted vegetables, hearty salads, and plant-based proteins like lentils or chickpeas. Don't eat anything your great-grandmother wouldn't recognize as food. If your great-grandmother wouldn't recognize it as food, don't eat it. This rule reminds us to stick to unprocessed, simple foods that have been part of human diets for generations.
Imagine showing your great-grandmother a bag of cheese puffs. She wouldn't recognize it as food, and that's a sign it's highly processed and best avoided. Avoid food products containing ingredients you can't pronounce. Pollan advises against eating foods with unfamiliar ingredients. If you can't pronounce it or don't know what it is, it's likely an artificial additive.
For instance, when you pick up a snack bar, look at the label. If it's packed with chemicals like butylated hydroxyanisole, it's better to choose something simpler, like a handful of almonds. The middle aisles of the supermarket are often filled with processed foods. Stick to the outer edges where fresh produce, meats, and dairy are usually located.
Next time you grocery shop, notice how fruits, vegetables, and fresh products are on the perimeter. This is a great place to focus your shopping, avoiding the processed temptations in the middle. Pollan suggests avoiding foods that don't spoil, like packaged snacks with preservatives. Fresh foods like fruits and vegetables will rot over time, signaling their naturalness.
Take bread, for instance. Real fresh bread goes stale in a couple of days, whereas some packaged bread can last weeks. Opt for foods that have a natural shelf life. Shopping at farmers' markets supports local farmers and ensures that you're getting fresh seasonal produce.
Not only is the food fresher, but you also connect directly with the people who grow your food. It's a great way to understand where your food comes from and eat seasonally. If it came from a plant, eat it. If it was made in a plant, don't. This simple rule highlights the difference between natural foods and processed foods. Focus on foods that grow naturally, not those that are manufactured in factories.
Think about a bag of chips compared to a bowl of fresh fruit. One came from a factory, the other from nature. Choose the one that nourishes your body. And don't eat breakfast cereals that change the color of milk. Pollan humorously points out that if your breakfast cereal changes the color of your milk, it's probably not a good food choice. This signals high levels of artificial dyes and sugars.
Instead, opt for whole grain cereals like oatmeal or muesli, which are more natural and keep you fuller for longer. Eat slowly and mindfully. Slowing down your eating allows your body to signal when it's full, preventing overeating and promoting better digestion.
In real life, try putting your fork down between bites or setting a timer for 20 minutes when eating. This small change can help you savor your food and avoid overeating. Processed foods often have long ingredient lists filled with preservatives and additives. Pollan suggests sticking to foods with 5 ingredients or fewer.
For example, a loaf of bread should only contain flour, water, yeast, and salt. No need for additional chemicals that are hard to pronounce. When you cook at home, you have control over the ingredients and can ensure you're eating healthy, whole foods.
Even simple meals like stir-fries or salads made at home are healthier than many restaurant meals, which often use excessive salt, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Snacking is fine, but focus on whole, unprocessed foods like nuts, fruits, or yogurt rather than chips or candy.
Next time you feel hungry between meals, reach for an apple or a handful of almonds instead of a processed snack bar. This simple switch can have a big impact on your health.
Avoid foods you see advertised on TV. Pollan points out that real whole foods rarely need advertisements. If you see a food heavily advertised, it's often processed and unhealthy.
Think about it. How often do you see ads for broccoli or spinach? Stick to foods that don't need flashy marketing.
Eat at a table, not a desk or couch. Eating at a table encourages mindful eating, while eating at your desk or on the couch often leads to mindless snacking and overeating.
Take time to sit down at a table for your meals, even if it's just for 10 minutes. This habit promotes mindful eating and helps with portion control. Eat with the people you love. Eating with family or friends makes meals more enjoyable and meaningful, encouraging slower eating and better food choices.
Whether it's a family dinner or a picnic with friends, shared meals are a great way to bond and make better food decisions. Don't buy food where you buy your gasoline. Pollan humorously reminds us not to buy food from gas stations or convenience stores, where the options are usually unhealthy, processed snacks.
Next time you're at a gas station, avoid the temptation to grab a candy bar. Instead, wait until you're somewhere with better food options. Pollan suggests being wary of foods that make health claims like low-fat or fortified with vitamins. These claims are often a marketing ploy for processed foods.
Real whole foods like fruits and vegetables don't need to make health claims. They are naturally good for you. Pollan encourages us to eat less meat and treat it as a side dish rather than the centerpiece of the meal. This aligns with a more plant-based, sustainable diet.
For example, you can make vegetables and grains the main part of your dinner with a small portion of meat on the side for flavor and protein. Pollan advises stopping when you're satisfied, not stuffed. Overeating can lead to weight gain and poor digestion.
In real life, try using smaller plates or serving yourself smaller portions to help control how much you eat. Finally, Pollan reminds us that food is meant to be enjoyed. Eating should be a pleasurable experience, not something that causes stress or guilt.
When you sit down to eat, take a moment to appreciate the flavors, textures, and the effort that went into preparing your meal. Enjoy it. Thank you for joining us on this enlightening journey through food rules by Michael Pollan. We hope these simple, practical rules help guide you toward healthier eating habits. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Future Business School's Book Bites for more valuable insights.